Another Friday and another JoeLumb movie review. Beginning today, I put out two movie reviews. This one I'm doing now is a new one, and the next one will be up later today. As always, when you're done watching this video, feel free to check out my movie review playlist. The link is on the top right corner at the beginning of this video, and at the end of this video will also be a link to my previous movie review on the top left corner. Please subscribe to my channel, smash the like button, and click on the notification bell. When you see a new video, you can just have a look at it for yourself. 50 years ago this month, Jaws was unleashed in movie theaters. A 1975 American thriller directed by Steven Spielberg, based on a 1974 novel by Peter Benchley. It stars Roy Scheider as Police Chief Martin Brody, who, with the help of a marine biologist played by Richard Dreyfuss, and a professional shark hunter named Quint, played by Robert Shaw, together the three hunt a great white shark that attacks beachgoers at a summer resort town. The film also stars Murray Hamilton as Mayor Larry Vaughn and Lorraine Gary as Ellen Brody. Then producers at Universal Pictures, Robert D. Zanuck and David Brown, first heard about Peter Benchley's novel Jaws when Brown himself came across it in the literal section of Cosmopolitan, where his wife Helen was the editor of that magazine. She gave a detailed description of the plot, concluding with the comment, "Might make a good movie." The two producers read the book in a single night, and the next morning agreed that it's the most exciting thing they ever read. This led to them wanting to produce a film version. So they soon purchased the rights in 1973, before the book was even published, for $175,000, equivalent to $1,240,000 in today's money. Their first choice for director was John Sturges, before offering the job to Dick Richards. They were soon irritated with Dick's habit of describing the shark as a whale, and he was fired. So they turned to Steven Spielberg, who had just got done directing his first theatrical film, The Sugarland Express, and wanted to direct the film after he was captivated by reading the unpublished Benchley novel. Peter Benchley is credited with the screenplay, writing the first draft, and soon actor/writer Carl Gottlieb rewrote the script during principal photography, which took place between May and October of 1974 on the island of Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. Jaws was the first motion picture to be shot on the ocean and consequently had a troubled production. Going over budget and schedule, the art department's mechanical sharks often malfunctioned, so director Spielberg suggested the shark's presence by employing an ominous theme created by composer John Williams to indicate its impending appearances. Spielberg and others have compared this suggestive approach to that of a legendary director, Alfred Hitchcock. In the small New England town of Amity Island, a woman goes for a swim late at night. She was soon pulled down underwater by an unknown force. Her remains were found washed up on the beach the next morning. When the coroner stated that it was a shark attack, Chief Martin Brody decides to close the beaches, but was told to reconsider by Mayor Vaughn due to the fear the town's economy will suffer if that happens. The next shark attack happened when Alex Kittner, a young boy, was killed at the crowded beach. The local shark hunter named Quint offered his services to catch the shark for $10,000, then the $3,000 the mayor placed on the shark. The oceanographer Matt Hooper examined the remains of the girl and came to the same conclusion as the coroner, as this was an attack by a large shark. A local fisherman caught a tiger shark. Then the mayor declared the beach is safe. However, when Hooper dissected the tiger shark, he discovers that there were no human remains inside, coming to another conclusion that the shark is still out there. Brody and Hooper searched the night waters and located the half-sunken boat of a local fisherman, where his severed head was discovered and the shark's tooth was embedded in the boat's hull. The stubborn-ass mayor refuses to close the beach, dismissing Brody and Hooper's assumption that a great white shark did this. Then the 4th of July weekend happened, and the shark appeared again, killing a boater and nearly killing Chief Brody's son Michael, who was hospitalized in a state of shock. The chief convinces the mayor, who was guilt-ridden by it all, to hire Quint. The film's climax saw Quint's boat, the Orca, get damaged and Quint get devoured by the shark. Hooper escaped the shark cage after failing to lethally inject the beast with a hypodermic spear filled with strychnine, which left Brody to launch a scuba tank into its mouth and then shoot the tank with a rifle, causing an explosion, and the shark dies. Hooper resurfaces as he and Brody paddle back to shore. With a budget of $9 million to make, Jaws was released on June 20th, 1975, grossing a worldwide total of $476.5 million. It is regarded as a watershed moment in motion picture history, as Jaws was the prototypical summer blockbuster. It once held the title as the highest grossing film of all time until Star Wars was released 2 years later. The two films alone were pivotal in establishing the modern Hollywood business model that pursues high box office returns from action and adventure films with simple high-concept premises. Jaws was followed by 3 sequels, all of which didn't include Spielberg or Benchley, and in 2001 the Library of Congress selected this film for its preservation in the United States National Film Registry. The overall rating for this film is an 8 out of 10. I felt that this was one of those movies that made me afraid to go to the beach, afraid to make me go out to sea, and that was when I was younger. I actually saw this film on broadcast TV back in 1987, and was still haunted by how the shark killed off Quint by devouring him. Did you know years after this film came out, every film had made an attempt by movie companies to cash in on Jaws' success, like Grizzly, 1976, Tentacles, 1977, Orca, also from 1977, Piranha from 1978, and Alligator in 1980, were all about man-eating animals, which turned into a common theme for one of these horror genres in the late 70s, early 80s. Jaws was the film that started it all when it came to movies featuring a shark terrorizing beachgoers.